dito po yan sa Batasan Pambansa, kung saan po itatakel po nila. May Congress hearing po tayo. It's all about nuclear power plant energy. So okay, so si Congressman Kuangko ang ating chairman. So yan, magi-start na po tayo. So naka-live tayo ngayon at ano po natin, i-like. May 3 dots po dyan, no, sa taas, right upper. Okay, so i-ano po natin, i-like. Salamat po. So ilang minutes na lang po start na ang ating Congress hearing. It's all about nuclear energy. So patungo na po ito, guys, sa Bagong Pilipinas. So pakinggan natin ang buong detalye nito. So nuclear power plant na po ito, guys. So magkakaroon na po tayo ng magandang kuryente sa buong Pilipinas. Kasi nag-launch na ang ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos mga connectivity ng mga linya ng ating electricity, Visayas, Mindanao. So God willing, maging okay na to ang ating nuclear power plant maumpisahan. Kasi tumataas na po ang bill natin sa kuryente. So ito po ang solusyon, ang sagot. So may 3 dot po sa upper right. So i-click po ninyo yon at i-like po natin to. Salamat po. So mag-start na tayo, guys.
To ensure that floating nuclear power plant would be included in that definition.
Yes, that is page 6. Is that correct? Page 6.
Page 6 of the matrix.
Are you looking at the red line with the edits or the clear version?
I'm sorry,
Number H, Roman numeral H.
it's our matrix. Page 6 of our matrix.
Sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you.
Session suspended. Could we call engineering again, please?
Mami Sen. Recording na to.
Helen is referring to page 3 of the bill, letter H. Yes, page 3 of the bill, letter H. The words written in red.
Yes, that's correct. The definition of nuclear installation on page 3, section 3H. The definition has been modified to ensure that floating nuclear power plants would not be excluded. Definition of nuclear installation. So they are included in the definition.
One moment, session resumed. Can you repeat that, Helen? Please. Can you repeat that, Helen?
Sorry, it's very bad reception. Can I repeat?
Yes, yes.
Yep, I can. So in section 3H, little I, we have made a change there to address the comment by PNRI that floating nuclear power plants might be excluded from the definition of nuclear installation. We have modified the drafting to clarify that floating nuclear power plants will be included in the definition. And this follows the interpretation that the IAEA's expert body on nuclear liability attributes to this section.
Okay, may I hear any comments if this is acceptable or not? PNRI, are you okay with this?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yes, we are amenable to the revision made for this section. Thank you.
Do I hear a motion that this is accepted?
I move to adopt the proposed amendment.
Do I hear a second? Do I hear any objection? Chair hears none, same is approved. Next one, Attorney Helen.
Yes, it is in section 3K, the definition of operator, and the change appears at the top of page 5. And the change is based also on a proposal by PNRI to ensure that the operator, as recognised by the authority, is the authorised party, which uses the same language as in the fill-out bill currently being considered.
So you are saying that the phrase "as the authorized party" in blue will be added?
I'm so sorry, I cannot hear you clearly, Mr. Chair.
Session suspended. Session resumed. Helen, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? No?
I'm sorry, I can hear you, but it's very muffled. So it is hard to understand what you're saying. But I can now answer the question that you just asked me before.
Yes, please.
So the change to the definition is only for style and
Just a
clarity.
moment. Session resumed. Please go ahead.
The change to the definition is only for style and clarity to make sure that there is a link to the definition used in the fill-out bill for an operator, which would be the authorised party. So we have included that phrase in this bill. So we are referring to the operator in the territory of the Philippines being the operator designated or recognised by Philaden as the authorised party.
Thank you, Helen. That being the case, is there anybody who would move to adopt the amendment? It is the phrase "as the authorized party" to be added after the word authority.
Move to adopt the amendment, Mr. Chair.
Second, Mr. Chair.
There is a motion to adopt the amendment, duly seconded. Any objection? If Chair hears none, same is approved. The next one, Helen, please.
So the next amendment is in section 32. So we can move to section 32, which I think is at the top of page 21. And the first change is to the title of the section. We had proposed a change, competent court and compensable claims, to capture the full scope of this section. I am also aware that there is a proposal from the Department of Justice to modify this title as well. Would you like to address that now, Mr. Chair?
Yes, if you could proceed with your explanation. Is DOJ here? Is DOJ present? No, DOJ is not here. So please proceed with your explanation.
So the Department of Justice's comment, you would like me to address, Mr. Chair?
No, I'd just like you to address the final amendment as written here. I would just like you to, you have phrases here in blue. Are those the amendments? You have printing here in blue. Can you hear me? No?
I can't hear you very well at all, but I think you are asking me to just go through the proposed amendments in section 32.
Yes, please.
Perfect. So subsection 1 of section 32, this is a new section which states that for the purposes of this act, the authority, referencing Phil Adam, will determine if a release of radiation is in excess of the authorised radiation dose limits in the Philippines. This section has been added because it is needed to be able to introduce the requirement that the claims panel be established within 15 days of this determination by the authority. And that is the change that you see in subsection 2. So subsection 2 says within 15 days of the determination by the authority under subsection 1 of this section 32, a claims handling panel, referred to as the Nuclear Claims Panel, shall be established by the Department of Justice. And that claims panel will have exclusive jurisdiction over claims for compensation for nuclear damage under the Act.
Okay, any comments on this section? Do I have a motion to adopt this section?
I move to adopt this section, Mr. Chair.
We have a motion, duly seconded. Is there any objection? Chair hears none, same is approved. Please proceed. Helen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The next section addresses a comment, I believe, from the Department of Justice, which had stated a concern about the department's ability to appoint regional trial court judges. We modified the section. Section 32.
32, sir.
Page
Section
21 of the bill.
32.
Subsection 3.
Yeah, on the matrix, it's page 40.
Page 40.
On the matrix.
Apologies, I don't have a copy of the matrix, so I can't follow those tracks.
Comsec, you should have provided Attorney Helen with a copy of the matrix. You did not do that. So anyway, it is on page 21 of the bill and page 40 of the matrix. Page 39 and 40 of the matrix. So please proceed, Attorney Helen.
Thank you. So it is subsection 3, and it says the nuclear claims panel shall be comprised of 3 retired regional trial court judges in good standing.
Any comments?
Mr. Chair, can I ask Attorney Helen, why should we, why should we put there the qualification as retired judge?
Because in the previous meeting, Your Honor, the DOJ commented that they cannot, they have no power to appoint sitting regional trial court judges because that is under the judiciary. So they can appoint retired. So the compromise in the last meeting was that if they were retired RTC judges in good standing, it would form a good basis for the claims. What do we call it? A claims panel. Yeah.
Kape ka, ma'am. Kape ka.
No. In my opinion, Your Honor, in my opinion, yes. It's up to, I suppose, DOJ to exert their judgment on whether the appointees are too old or not. No? So I'm sure there are retirees that are, yes, DOJ. No, DOJ. So, if Phil Atom is just the technical expert whom the panel will rely on for yeah, it's on the next section. So, with that, Your Honors, do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chair, would it be better if you just say 3 experts in civil law?
Please, I cannot hear
If
you.
it's better to mention 3 experts in civil law or something to that, instead of...
3 experts in civil law.
Yeah, anyway, it's DOJ that will appoint at the end. Will it be DOJ?
Or could we just add it, 3 retired regional court judges, or 3 experts in civil law? Could we just make it in addition to? Yes. So if that is If that is acceptable, do I hear a motion?
I move to adopt the amendments of section 32 under subsection 2, as well as the additional amendment of adding or any civil
Civil, legal,
Civil experts.
Or experts in civil law.
or experts in civil law.
In civil law. So there's a motion. Do I hear a second? Duly seconded. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. Same is approved. Please proceed, Helen.
Yes, so now subsection 4 of section 32, also on page 21. And the amendments here are purely stylistic in removing the word level in both paragraphs B and C and simply referring to radiation dose in both cases.
Yes, you're actually referring to subsection 3. Is that correct? We have it here written in subsection 3. So sub 3B, form an opinion on the radiation
Init.
dose associated with the claim. So radiation was added. And letter C, supply evidence-based information on radiation doses. Radiation doses was added that may definitively cause human harm. So,
Mr. Chair, I move to adopt the amendments of section 32, subsection 3B and C, changing from level to dose and from dose levels to radiation dose.
from level to radiation dose, and from dose levels to radiation doses.
Yes.
Do I hear a second? There is a motion, duly seconded. Any objections? Chair hears none. Same is approved. Please proceed, Helen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Subsection 4 of section 32. There is a change in response to a comment from the Department of Justice at the last committee meeting, and we are proposing to delete the words such as with respect to the list of places in the world that have higher than or high levels of background radiation, and instead use the phrase including but not limited to these locations.
Do I hear a motion to adopt the change?
Mr. Chair, I move to adopt the change for subsection 4 under section 32.
Any second? There is a motion, duly seconded. Do I hear any objections? Chair hears none. Same is approved. Please proceed, Helen.
Subsection 7 of section 32 at the top of page 22 is also a stylistic change, removing the word level, so we simply refer to radiation dose.
Do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chair, I move to adopt the amendment.
Any second? There is a motion, duly seconded. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. Same is approved. Please proceed, Helen.
Section 34, bottom of page 22. This change is in response to a comment by the Department of Justice at the last committee meeting, which was to question the express reference of Phil Adam in this bill. The authority is defined as Phil Adam in the definition section, but because the authority is defined as Phil Adam in the definition section, there is no need in section 34 to expressly reference Phil Adam. So this change is simply to delete the word Phil Adam and to make full reference to the definition of the authority in section 3.
Any comments? So the change is to add the word paragraph before A, and then of, to add subsection 1 of section 3 of before this act. Do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chair, I move to adopt the amendment for section 34.
Is there a second?
Second, Mr. Chair.
So there is a motion, duly seconded. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. Same is approved. Please proceed, Helen.
That is the final amendment to the bill, Mr. Chair.
Okay, so all the proposed amendments have been included. I just want to bring up one more topic. I just want to bring up two points. We want to include the evacuation dose criteria. And I have here the evacuation dose criteria of various countries. My choice, it's an opinion, my choice is to choose the Netherlands, which has a criteria of 200 millisieverts. The doses go as high as 500 for Slovakia, Slovakia, as high as 300 for Romania and the United Kingdom, and the Netherlands goes to 200. So the doses go as low as 50 for countries like Spain, South Korea, Japan, Turkey, France, Sweden, Ireland, Hungary. The IAEA recommends 100. The Czech Republic is 100. Germany, Poland, Switzerland, Hong Kong is 100. The Netherlands is 200. And for me, it is conservative enough because it is less than half of the highest country stated here. And it is high enough so that it does not give undue concern to the public. So where would this go, Helen? Where would this number go if we were to put this in the bill?
I think it would go in a new section, probably actually a new article.
Yeah. In fact, Helen, if I may ask, you sent me some information on the USNRC. I asked PNRI earlier this morning, can I have that piece of paper? Were you able to convert the units? Yeah, I have. So we have the report of about what the US NRC does, and it's very high, no? For thyroid, they give 300 MSV, millisieverts for whole body, 200 for bone marrow, 200 for skin, 600, and for other organs and tissues, 300. So these are all above or equal to the dose, which is 200, which I am requesting be included in the bill to avoid confusion and debate at a future date in case there are incidents. So this is the U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission, one of the most conservative bodies and regulators in the world. And these are their numbers. So I don't think we should be holier than the Pope. So I would ask that this be included. May I ask those present here that we request Helen to formulate an article where this could be inserted and be included in the bill. May I have a motion for that?
I move to adopt the aforementioned amendment to the bill.
No, we request Helen.
I move that we will request Helen to create a new section
Yes,
for the,
and that we adopted already
and that we will adopt it already into the bill.
into the bill. Do I hear a second? So there is a motion duly seconded. Do I hear any objections? Chair hears none. Same is approved. So with that, I think. So Congressman Plato has Congressman Dagook has a concern about the title of the bill.
Yes, Mr. Chair, if the chair would allow, can we introduce some amendments on the title of the bill, which this representation noted that it should also consistent with Section 2. So because Section 2, the purpose or the objective is to this is an act to govern civil liability and compensation. So can I introduce an amendment to the title as follows? No? An act governing civil liability claims and compensation for nuclear damage. An act governing civil liability claims and compensation.
Governing civil liability claims
And compensation for nuclear damage.
for nuclear damage. Attorney Helen, may I have your comments on this?
I think that would narrow the purpose of the bill and is not within keeping with the entirety of the purpose of the bill, which is to identify who is liable, not just about compensating claims. So it is importantly, it tells us who has legal liability for nuclear damage in the Philippines.
Would still including the word concerning, would it be an act concerning and governing civil liability claims and compensation for nuclear damage? Is that better, Attorney Helen?
I'm very sorry, Mr. Chair. I am having trouble hearing you in particular. I heard the previous speaker, but I cannot hear you clearly.
Yes. Hello. Can you hear me better now?
I think so, yes.
Yeah. Could we reinsert the word concerning? So an act concerning and governing civil liability claims and compensation for nuclear damage. Is that better?
My concern is adding the word claims after civil liability because importantly, the bill governs who is liable. So if you put civil liability claims, you are narrowing the focus of the bill to only claims, not actually civil liability in and of itself.
May I propose further that we include an act concerning civil liability and compensation as well as governing civil liability claims and compensation for nuclear damage. Is that better?
Could we say civil liability and compensation of claims for nuclear damage?
Could you say it completely, please?
Yes. So it would be an act concerning or governing civil liability and claims for compensation for nuclear damage.
Comsec, can you repeat it, please?
An act governing civil liability and
No, that's not what she said.
an act concerning civil liability and compensation claims for
No, that's not what she said.
and claims for compensation.
No, just a moment. Helen, could you repeat, please?
Yes. An act concerning civil liability and claims for compensation for nuclear damage.
Did the secretariat get that? Can you repeat it exactly the way
Yes.
Helen said it? Claims for compensation.
Yung claims niya after nasa compensation, bali, an act concerning civil liability and compensation claims for nuclear damage. Yan yung ano niya.
Yes, that works as well.
So let me repeat, no? An act concerning civil liability and claims for compensation for nuclear damage. Is that okay with the gentleman?
I'm okay with that, ang pagka-grammar lang naman, but the context ay pare-pareho lang naman. It can be for the compensation or kung dito mo i-insert yung claims after compensation, wala yung
Yeah. And
an act concerning civil liability and compensation claims for nuclear damage.
is that amenable to?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So, could I hear a motion for that?
Mr. Chair, I move to amend the title of the bill as follows. An act concerning civil liability and compensation claims for nuclear damage.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Is there any objection? Chair hears none, same is approved. Are there any other issues regarding this bill? Is the DBM here?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes, could you state your concerns?
As mentioned during the previous hearing, Mr. Chair, we respectfully suggest for a separate section to be included in the bill, wherein it will state that the appropriate funding source covering the liability of the government as identified in the pertinent sections in the bill shall be determined by the Department of Budget and Management in coordination with the agencies concerned, subject to the existing budgeting, accounting, auditing, and other pertinent laws, rules, and regulations to be effected in the bill, Mr. Chair.
Yes, if I may bring my colleagues up to speed on the discussions on the last meeting, a representative commented that there is nothing to appropriate because there is no incident. Until there is an incident, which hopefully will be never, there is nothing to appropriate. Is that included in your comment?
Yes, Mr. Chair, we understand
So, would you have an exact wording that we can consider today so that we do not delay this bill?
yes, Mr. Chair. We respectfully suggest for the bill to identify that the DBM.
No, exact wording po, para we can consider it.
Yes.
Okay, or so, I would like this this proposal to be submitted so that Attorney Helen Cook can go over it and recommend to the body.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So may I know from the body or sense that like the previous motion, we included in the bill subject to the scrutiny of the appropriation provision. There's nothing to appropriate. The DBM is worried that it does not comply because there is no appropriations provision. The argument in the last meeting was that there is nothing to appropriate because there is no incident. Until there is an incident, there is nothing to appropriate. That was the argument during the last meeting. So she wants wording that covers everybody's ass, right? So to speak, Your Honors. So she's recommending some wording.
Actually, Mr. Chair, no, there is a semblance of also relevance on the issue of DBM because we are creating a panel here. So definitely, there is really budget for that panel. So kanino natin?
There is no budget for, Your Honor, because the panel is not created until there is an incident.
So for example, Mr. Chair, no, sana wala, pero magkaroon talaga, hindi natin may iwasan.
Yes, but
So,
the appropriations will happen when there is an incident. So it is not for us to appropriate anything at this time. Yeah, what they want to put in the bill is that when it happens, if it happens, there's just wording here that there will be appropriations. Is that correct, Your Honor? Your BBN?
Yes, Mr. Chair. On the part of the DBM, we would like to suggest to the committee to consider that when the government, in the event that the government needs to assume liability, considering that the operator's liability or the convention on supplementary compensation limits are exceeded and the government has to assume liability, it is clear in the bill the funding sources wherein the government liability shall be drawn from. So our suggestions is since the bill has a particular nuance wherein the government liability will only arise if there is indeed there will be a nuclear incident or damage. What we propose is for the bill to specify that the funding requirements or sources of funding will be determined by the DBM in coordination with the agencies concerned.
At that time?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay, so you have specific wording for that?
At this point, we have drafted some wordings which
Yes,
are
we
yet to
need,
be
we
finalized.
need what you want to be the specific wording. So if that's the case, Your Honor, since this will pass the Committee on Budget, could we do that out first and just submit the bill as complete for now? Or the body may adopt the suggestion of the DBM and we could work on the precise wording later on.
Mr. Chair, maybe we can agree that we will approve this, then automatically we will adopt the wordings to be submitted by the DBM on that particular provision.
Do I hear a motion for that?
I move for that, Mr. Chair. The move will be, we will adapt, no, an addendum as a appropriations provision that will be submitted by the DBM later.
Yes. Do I hear a
Second
second?
motion.
So do I hear any objection? Chair hears none, same is approved. So, we will, COMSEC, you will submit the proposal of TBN to Attorney Helen Cook and all the congressmen of the committee so that they, for their consideration. And with that, the bill is,
Mr. Chair,
yes, go ahead, Congressman Patungo.
may I move that all members present be made co-author of House Bill number 8623?
There is a motion. Is there a second? Duly seconded. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. Same is approved.
Mr. Chair, one last concern, Mr. Chair, which we need a comment of Attorney Lino. As page 9, Mr. Chair, on page 9 of the matrix, yung
Yes.
letter L, although in-approve na natin ito, Mr. Chair, gusto ko lang i-raise. Dito sa letter L, page 9 of the matrix, itong person means a natural or legal person. Pwede natin matanong si attorney kung in our civil code, ang tawag dito is juridical person, hindi legal person.
So you want to,
Natural or juridical ang
are you suggesting that the word legally,
be changed to juridical. Kasi kung mga korporasyon yan, etc., representative lang siya, ang tawag sa atin kasi, sa mga batas natin, juridical. Yung personality niya is juridical. Yes, kung na ano, mag-fall siya dito sa natural.
could we leave that for floor amendment?
Ay, ano na lang natin, ilin na.
Yes.
Basta, niris ko lang yan,
We will
Mr.
discuss
Chair.
it offline and then we will
Yes.
consider it during floor amendments.
Yes.
So,
Ano na lang natin consult sa mga lawyer.
yes.
O ano mas maganda dito.
So let's do that. So basically, we've covered everything. Was everybody given a copy of the? So we are finished with the bill. I think everything has been approved. So COMSEC, you will prepare the committee report on the bill, submit it to the. So we need to approve the committee report. When is that? Next week? Cannot be done now. Are you saying we need to have one more week before we can? So we need one more week. Okay, so we will schedule a committee meeting at the soonest possible time next week. COMSEC, when will that be? Yes, maybe we can insert the appropriations provision on the floor as a personal amendment. Is that possible? Yes, so pwede yun. I will seek Yes, if there's no amount being appropriated, so it's a go according to the concept. Okay, so general statements and yes, that's all. There's nothing to be appropriated. There is no incident. There is nothing to be established. I mean, there is no panel to be formulated until there is an incident, according to this law. So,
Pero Mr. Chair, kung general statement, yan yung normal na provisions na ang budget dito ay kukunin sa appropriation sa agency doon sa General Appropriations Act. Parang ganun yun. Now, kung ang pinag-usapan doon sa concern ni DBM ay yung secondary liability ng government, if the government will step in, yan yung, tama ba mo? Yan yung concern niyo.
Yes, Your Honor.
yes, so Attorney Helen has to leave. It's 11:30. So I suggest that this become personal amendments on the floor. Anyway, we already agreed that DBM will submit what they want and we will evaluate it. So I think we can let Attorney Helen go. Is that okay with everyone here? So Attorney Helen, sorry we took all your time this morning, but thank you so much again for advising this committee, full of wisdom. We will see each other hopefully in the next committee meeting. So this bill is practically passed the committee. It will go through the process now according to our rules. So thank you, Attorney Helen.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Bye-bye.
So may I mention other matters? Was everybody given a copy of this proposed resolution? Session suspended. Your Honors, session resumed. This resolution was read on the floor yesterday, but according to our rules, we need 5 days of notification, prior notification to members before this can be considered in committee, unless the Speaker gives his express permission that we can discuss this. I have not had a chance to get the okay from the Speaker to discuss this right now. But I will consult him this afternoon. So I just want to give you advance notice that we are going to consider this resolution. It's a simple resolution urging the Senate President, the Speaker, and the President to attend the nuclear summit to be held in Brussels in March, hosted by Belgium and France. The attendees there will be all heads of state. It's a one-day affair. I think it would do the Philippines good for our top leadership to be exposed to the new positive outlook towards nuclear power worldwide. So I think this would give them an insight into how the world now views nuclear power. So I would like to be able to have this approved by plenary at the soonest possible time.
Mr. Chair, I am in support of the resolution. However, we know the process of
Yes.
having this resolution approved. Maybe it will take time. So may I suggest that in addition to this resolution, Mr. Chair, the Chair would personally wrote the Senate President, the President, and the Speaker for this.
The chairman will do that. And better if I can state in my letter that the committee supports this. No? So do we have a motion that the chair will write a personal letter to the three personalities mentioned, and that the committee, the quorum present today, votes to support this letter? We have a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move that we write the letter to the, Mr. Chair, I move that we direct yourself to reach out to the aforementioned three people to inform them of this resolution, as well as give the committee sentiments that we approve of the resolution.
Second?
Second, Mr. Chair.
Any objection? Chair hears none, same is approved. So with that, we have covered all our topics for today. I thank all members present, but before you go, I would like to the COMSEC to mention all the House members who are present because we have a quorum.
Mr. Chair, we have the following members: Representatives Francisco Benitez, Salvador Plato, Jaime Coangco, Arnan Panaligan, Sergio Dagoop, Munir Arbison, Ron Salo, Linabel Ruth Villarica, Marie Bernadette Escudero, Deputy Speaker Christine Sison Mihan, Representative Glona Labad-Labad, Deputy Speaker Yasser Balindong, and Representative Rochelle Margaret Del Mar. Yes. We have 14 all in all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, COMSEC. Thank you all to all resource people here today. Thank you to my distinguished colleagues, to our two deputy speakers present. Maraming salamat po sa inyo lahat.
Mr. Chair, there being no other agenda, I move that we adjourn this committee.
Do I hear a second?
Second, Mr. Chair.
Do I hear any objections? Chair hears none. Meeting is adjourned.
Recording stopped.
So, ayan mga kababayan, tapos na po ang hearing dito sa Congress. It's all about the nuclear energy. Okay? So, ayun po. So, next week, pag-usapan din po nila. And then, sa March, may convention about nuclear doon sa Germany. So, ayan. So sana tuloy-tuloy na po ito. Pag-pray natin na magkaroon na po tayo ng ating nuclear power plant at sana mabuksan na yon doon sa Bataan para kasi yung linya natin connected na po. So from Lawag, from Ilocos Norte down to Manila, Pampanga, lahat connect na po lahat. So sa Iloilo, Palawan, sa Mindanao. So, connect na po. Ayun. Alright. So, maraming salamat sa pagsama dito sa amin, guys. So, may 3 dot po dyan sa right side, upper right. So, paklik na lang po at i-like natin ang video na to. So, mamaya maghanap tayo ulit ng Congress session dito sa House of Representatives dito po sa Batasan Pambansa. So, mamaya magla-live tayo ulit po. So, antabay lang at like, comment, share, subscribe. Subscribe po tayo for more updates dito sa Congress po. Thank you so much. So, ayan. Sana matuloy na to. Panalangin natin. Matuloy ang ating nuclear power plant energy. So, ayan guys. Salamat ng marami. So, magla-live tayo mamaya. Maghahanap ako dito na iikutan. Thank you. Thank you so much.